In this chapter, we're going to cover some helpful tools for themers, specifically the Web Developer Toolbar and Firebug, which are add-ons for Firefox, and the equivalent for web browsers like Chrome. So the first one I want to show you is the add-on Web Developer Toolbar, and you can see that right here below my address bar. It gives you an entire row of options that are also accessible by your right click. So when you go into right click, you get the web developer pop-up, which gives you all the same information. So a couple I want to show you is the resize. This allows you to test different dimensions. So I can go ahead and say, oh, I'd like an 800 by 600. And then you can go back to your original size. That can be helpful when doing different CSS displays. Other ones that I like are display element information, which as I hover and click, it tells me the position and the size and other attributes like the font being used. Also, as I'm moving my cursor around, at the top it is giving me the nesting of like where I am in the entire HTML tree. So we'll go ahead and turn that one off. Other good ones are the Edit CSS feature, which brings you up a sidebar that shows you every single CSS file that is being called on the page. If you click on one of them, it actually gives you the option to go ahead and do an edit inline. So I'm going to change the background color of my body. We'll make that red. And you'll see it has now changed to red. We can go ahead and make it blue. So it does all these real-time changes without actually saving that information. So you can very easily now go ahead and copy it and then paste this actually into your file. One tip is if you reload your page, what you have typed goes away. So this is not permanent at all. So I don't recommend making a bunch of changes, but if you are trying to adjust one or two items, it's a good quick test before saving. Other good ones is you can go ahead and disable your JavaScript completely. So there's so many tools to play with here, and I do recommend trying them all. The next tool I want to show you is called Firebug, which is accessible in two ways. One is right click and go ahead and clicking Inspect Element. The other way is you get a button that is displaying to the right of your search. It looks like a little bug, and you can go ahead and click it. When you use Firebug, it brings up a bottom area. The icon you want to look for is the one with the blue square. If you go ahead and click it and you scroll through, it in real time adjusts what's open in your HTML. So if I want to look at this paragraph, I can actually click now and it will freeze for me, so it'll stop moving around. And it shows me, okay, the class is field item even. And then on the right side, it will show me what CSS is being used. The only styling on this area is the p tag coming from the main CSS file. Other elements now from reset are being shown. So we can go in and we even can click right in the HTML to see what CSS is being called and from which file. So that can be very, very helpful. This toolbar that I'm showing you right now, this is called Firebug, but Chrome and Safari have a very, very similar one. So if we tab over to our Chrome, we can right click and click Inspect Element, and it's going to provide us with a very similar interface where we could say, okay, for this div, let's click on it. On the right, the element.style, that's talking about inline styles, if I would actually in my HTML write style equals. And then it goes ahead and it pulls in from your style sheets. And for this one, you can see, okay, we've got our background color and our height. So it gives you all that information as well. I use these tools on a daily basis while theming, and so I hope you enjoy them as well.